The collapse has begun. People are seeing what's happening. Something's coming around the corner and things are changing. And life is not where it was. In 2020, things started to happen. The pandemic was coming. By 2021, the surge, things started causing more. Yeah. In 2020 is when things were starting to drop. But in 2020, the shortage also began too, where things were hard to come by. The panic started to kick in. So by 2021, most of us were in the house. Yeah. And some of us, like myself, essential worker. You're still working and trying to help people. And that went on for so long. And a lot of you know it was tough. But prices have not come down. They're still high. Cookies, still high. Everything's high. Some things did come down a little bit. They went back up again. Because you're willing to pay it. If you didn't pay it, you say, well, gee, I needed eggs, milk, the essentials. No paper towels. All paper towels were gone. Everything was wiped out. Only paper towels were available, whereas the generic with the no name, no brand. Toilet paper, no name, no brand. Those were available. Everything else, name brand, not available. Not being made. Because everybody was home. Who's there to build? Who's there to make? No one. Everybody's at home. But still, even an essential worker, people are still there. Businesses are still going on. Skeleton crew. You only had an administrator, like an IT, someone in the networking, and a manager. The branch manager was in there. That's it. Nobody else. Just us and them. To check on, make sure the systems are running. So those of you who are working from the home at the time could still function. Otherwise, this country would go completely, really worse than it was. And a lot of you know it was bad. But why are prices so high? Why does it cost so much? We were living great. We didn't have to worry about anything. When things didn't show up on the shelf, that's when the blank hit the fan. And you notice now that it's not changed. And the war over there in the Middle East, why is that affecting us? And I brought this up before. It still affects us. Why? Why would the stock market close low? Why does everything focus on that? If we have all this fuel, Alaska, all these pipelines and all this fuel is still out there in the ocean, and we're drilling because they want fuel, right? Petroleum, they want gasoline, heating oil, you want all of that. We don't turn to any alternatives. They try wind, they try solar. A lot of houses built solar with no batteries. Where is that electricity going in the night? Were you supposed to use electric? Solar cannot work at night. They have to have batteries. Neighbor over there have solar, no batteries. The wife says, hey, are we supposed to save on this? We have solar in the daytime with the sun, but the sun's gone down. We have nothing. Yeah, you have to go back to the grid. How are you saving? And it's a lot of money for that. A lot of people can't afford that. A lot of the solar companies foreclosed. A lot of businesses are gone. You don't realize what happened to America. We depend so much on overseas for everything. Here, same thing. Tomato farms gone. Vegetables, citrus is gone. Everything's coming from South America. Yeah. And they pick it when it's not even ripe. So when you get it, it tastes bitter. It has no flavor. Pineapples used to come from Hawaii. What happened? Then they went to bring it from the Philippines, and they sell it at a premium price because they have to get it from another source outside the U.S. ecosystem. They say, well, overseas it'll be cheaper. Yeah, those countries were poor. They didn't have anything. Now they're just like us. So what was the deal with that? Got become lazy, depending overseas. And that's what happened during the pandemic. There was nothing here. Everything was gone. It was a chaos, confusion. It's terrible. And now it's what, 2026, and it ain't better. Gas 5. We go up to $20 a gallon. You gotta pay 20. What happened to the electric vehicle? Got too expensive. You couldn't afford it. There's one now you can get. It's still $33. Nobody's buying it. They only got 300-mile range. Dude, would you feel comfortable driving that? But it has that Tesla plug-in, so you get that little extra speed. Take 20 minutes to charge up to 80%. Why does it don't charge up to 100%? What about that 20%? Or you gonna overheat the batteries? There's a lot with the electric. The way they designed it. Can it work in a hot temperature? Can it work in cold? What happens working cold? Then it has the batteries have to get warm. It's a continuous system. Make sure you get extra warranty if you get that, because you never know. Make sure you read the fine print with that extra warranty too, because you never know. This is the way we have to live. We should be having some kind of fusion, hydrogen. They even have natural gas. I was working up north, and they have natural gas, NGV, natural gas vehicle. We're not allowed to have that. Why? Why can't we drive natural gas? Why do we have to? We have a lot of natural gas here in the United States. Why don't we use that? Why do we have to get fuel from outside the grid? Why do we have to depend on all of that? That makes no sense. You worry now. You don't know what's going to happen. That's where the collapse is coming. That's where everything's just coming in the way. You're not making no money in the bank. How much you making in the bank? A cent? A 0.00.1%? Not even 1%. So then you have to go use online banking. So you take your money out of the bank, you transfer it to the online banking that's paying higher interest rate, and you get your extra money in the year. But to transfer that money out of your savings or checking account or money market account, it's a hefty fee to go with that. You can't just do a wire transfer. The bank is going to lose your money. The money's not even there, you know that. It's gone in investments. When you want it, they'll get it for you. Might not be able to get cash. Might be able to get you that briefcase and says, here is your money. It's not like before. So 2020, 2021, that's when everything gone really bad. 2020 started it. Prices went down in 2020, but prices went up in 2021. But we had started to have the shortage in 2020, and most people were in the house. It was bad. You couldn't go out there. You worry about, you know what? And everybody was scared. Everybody's in the house. Everybody worked out of the house. People work. They didn't go into the business. Businesses had to close. You didn't realize. And so factories and everything had to stop. Who's paying for that slack? We are. Why? Because that's the way they want it. You paid higher for that peanut butter. You paid higher for that loaf of bread. That bread for $6 because it has no carbs. But but the bread is tiny. We went through a time where organic. Oh, we had to get organic. How do we know it's organic? If I grow vegetables in the yard, is that organic? Because I grew it in the yard and I use no chemical? Is it the same? Nobody's talking about that stuff. It's a mess. We live in a mess. We do live in a mess. It's a shame. You have to worry about who's calling. My phone, they're ringing my phone. I don't know who it is. I don't pick up my phone. It's not even on. It's on, but if they don't leave a voice message, well, I don't have the voice message. I don't even have it turned on. The phone company tells me, oh, we can't disable that. Why? I don't even have it turned on. I don't even have a program. So how do you know I'm there? I'm not there. Text message, SMS or RCS is a little bit more secure, but they find you. Hey, we want to buy your home. Any condition. I said, well, this is what I want. Oh, we can't do that. It's too much. See, they don't want to buy your home. They want you to give it to them for a low, low price. How about a loan to fix your roof, to put windows in? It's not a loan. It's free. The catch is you got to have insurance. Homeowners insurance. If you don't have insurance, you can't get it because that's the whole way the program works. The program relies on insurance. So you get it. It takes off some points, and you pay less insurance. That's the scheme with that. So a lot of you who are looking for that, they're not an easy escape. And they do have one where they will loan you the money, but you have to pay it back. Why don't you just keep the money someplace? 100,000, 50,000. Put it away. Put it someplace for emergency, because you can't rely on the banks. You can't rely on the system. It's not working for you. It's working against you. It's terrible. How could you live like this? And you're worried. You're confused. The gas is expensive, and you drive a big truck. Maybe you drive one of those F-150s. Maybe you buy the 350. Maybe you buy the 450. Heavy duty diesel. Diesel's high too. Remember, there was a time when diesel was so high that everything costs more, and the truckers were complaining. Then the diesel went down in price. Then it went back up in price. If we have all this stockpile of fuel, then why are the prices so high? Why do we have to pay more? And they know we'll just pay. They made a mistake with the electric vehicles. They were saying there wasn't enough stations for the electric. Yeah, over 150,000 gas stations in the United States. Why not just put them there? That would make sense. But they didn't do it that way. No, they want to build different stations, and there was nobody to monitor and repair these electric units. And look at the mess that is in. So they're switching to Tesla, but it's kind of late now because they're so expensive. And the cheapest one are tiny, a little hatchback. And they can only go up to 300-mile range. The big trucks ones are a fortune. 70 and up to 100,000 or more. Boy, oh boy, 100,000, what the heck? Insurance for that's going to be even higher. Insurance gets you too. You're not going to win. You're not going to win. It's terrible. Why is milk, eggs, bread, hot dogs, cheese, meats? If you're vegan, then you don't eat all that. But vegan food is expensive too. Don't think you can spinach, mixed greens, cauliflower, everything like that. Then you have processed food in the freezer, processed food in the can. The cheapest stuff now is Walmart stuff, but some of the stuff is coming from some, like corned beef in a can, came from Brazil. Hey, you know what to expect from the Brazil. The other one is another country, and I'm saying it don't taste the same. It tastes like, I don't know. It tastes like devil ham or some weird thing. It don't taste right. So Walmart, you need to change that. That's crazy. But this is what we have to deal with today. A lot of you don't want to go out to the store. You don't want to. Nobody goes dancing. Where's the dance clubs? Everything's gone. You have arcade places, but they're expensive. They have it for adults. You can play pool. You can do a lot of things. And it's mostly for the kids. And you have, it's basically you have your PlayStation at home. You could do a lot there, but you don't mingle with people. But a lot of people don't touch the machines. People are afraid. Before, with the germs and all that stuff. But you couldn't shake your hands. And, hey, how you doing there? No, hey, but here, you can't go high five or anything. It was like, hey, like that, and hey, like that. You remember how it was. Now, what's going on now? You worry about your neighbor dog messing up your front. They're supposed to pick up after themselves. They get $100. Here's a $150 fine. No, yeah. HOA would give them a fine if you snitch. If the police catch them, they snitch. That's a double fine. See? But you like your dog. You want to take care of your dog. You want to play with your dog. You can't even take the dog to the beach. You can't take the dog here. You got to go to those segregated places for the dog. The cat, mostly in the house. You barely take the cat outside. If the cat ran out, then you have to go. Hopefully, they come back. And like that. You live your life to protect yourself. You don't want to touch the cell phone. You don't want to go near it. You only use it for emergencies. You call your friends if they call you. Some people, you call them, they don't call you back. You live like that. You call your lawyer, hey, you didn't call me back. All kind of excuses. They're in a meeting. Every time you call, they're in a meeting. Doesn't have to be a lawyer. It could be an HOA. You go to the HOA office. You want to see who represents your community. They're always in a meeting. But what they really mean, I don't want to talk to him. They don't want to talk to you. They want to get your money, but they don't want to talk to you. They don't want you to pay manually, write a check. They want to take it out of your bank. Then you have all these streaming services too. They're getting expensive, you know. Yeah. You know, I like YouTube, but the YouTube Premium has gone up again. You know, my God, it was $11.99, then it went to $13.99. It's $15.99. It's not $15.99. It's taxes and then fees to jump it up higher. If you got Disney Plus and Hulu, and that take away the ads, it jumps up higher. The highest one is HBO Max and Peacock. Those are high. Take away the ads. It's expensive. It can really get expensive. It's turning like cable. Cable TV is dying out. Not many people talk about that. Then your internet. You want faster speeds. If you're doing this kind of work and you'll be sending up high quality. You're getting high quality here anyway. You know, yeah. I give you Ultra HD, 4K, 60 frames, 10-bit. That's 10 billion color. Well, billions of colors. I shouldn't say 10 billions of colors. I'll say that. Ultra wide screen, yeah, and high compression rate. Otherwise, it'd be a big file to download or a big file to watch. But you get high quality from me. Hey, if you find this video helpful or you could relate to it, hit that subscribe button. Okay, trying to get it to grow and get more out here. Okay, I get them out. We have another channel besides this. I did say we have this is philosophy, like that. It's in the same kind of realm. That's what we're doing here. Then we have psychology. Also, people who don't call you back, check that one out. I just mentioned it here. Then we have a brand new one, a third one, common sense or what makes sense. Get that one out. Why do you go left? And why do you stay where you are in life? You should check that out. That's been released. Check out that. Okay, if you do, hit the subscribe button on that. We have Reiki healing. Take your control of your power. I'm a Reiki grandmaster, but I'm a master healer and a grandmaster teacher. That's how that works. Okay, but I've been doing that for a long time, and psychic runs in the family. But I'm here to help you. But like I said, take that power. You have the power inside of you, but a lot of you don't go for it. There's too much fear, and you're undermining. But in this session, in this video here, we just did the world is coming to a collapse. Everything's collapsing. The collapse has begun. And you are worried. What's going to happen next? What to expect? There's another major event coming up in 2027. It might not happen. It depends on the economy. It depends on the world. It depends on all this oil, and everything's made with petroleum. And a lot of people are still worried about these data centers. The data center there's data centers all around us. I used to work on one too. So it's huge. I wouldn't want to go back there to paint. A lot of companies have their stuff not on site, that they have them in a data center. And it's better for them, better security. But now they're taking that data center and they're building new ones just for the AI. Because the AI needs a lot of, you ask AI a question, a mathematical problem, how to lower your credit card debt, and how to buy a house, and how to do this and how to do that. And where's all this data coming from? And remember, they are not 100% accurate. They make mistakes. We make mistakes. We're not 100% accurate either. So just to let you know, don't depend on that. Okay? They can help you. They can be your friend. They can learn from you, and you can learn from them. Okay, that's how it works. But if you access too much data, too much, they start to hiccup. They start to repeat. It's called zombie mode. It's called needle in a haystack. This is all the stuff that we have to worry about. I use them a lot, so I know a lot, and they do tell me things. Maybe they shouldn't tell me, but it's true. That's what's happening. So you got to be careful. They're there to use, and that's good. And there were certain things they did not know. They didn't know, fix a blank, fix a flat. Didn't know that one. Back in the day, we had loose blank paper. Loose leaf paper. They had no clue. Even the top of the line AI did not know that one. Why? It knows it now. It should know those things. Be careful. Okay? Hey, be careful out there. We'll have another one of these. I hope you find it useful. Hope you find it informational. Just do what you have to do to survive. Okay? Don't go get groceries. You can call them up or go on the computer and get that groceries coming. Well, yes, we're in the age of computers. Hey, that's my forte. Yeah. But a lot of you now know how to computer. There was a time when nobody knew how to use one of those. Yeah. But now you know. And you can order things. You don't even have to go to Home Depot. You can order parts, screws. You just have to know what the size and things are. You can have them deliver it to the house. You don't have to go get mulch, break your back and everything. That mulch is that cheap. That mulch used to cost like 89 cents or 50 cents a bag for a 2 bushel. That bag now, if you don't get it on sale, it could cost a lot. You know, 3 bags for $20 or 3 bags for $30, 3 bags for $50. That's crazy. And then that stuff washes the rain when a storm comes and say goodbye. It's ridiculous. It's really tough buying sod for your grass because the HOA is on your back and you want to replace it. It's expensive. Neighbor paid $3,000 just to redo his whole place, plus to get the sprinkler system, which is costing him $200 a month to run the county water out. Shoot, I got a well. We got to dig a hole. If it contribute, we can do and run pipes on my side out to you, and you have a well because there's a lot of water down there, and we use that. But nobody wants to pay for it. They just want to use what you got. You see, it's tough. Well, hit that subscribe. See you next time. I'm out of here.